Welcome to Case Management Training. This section will cover a few basic functions that every project may use. These functions can be a valuable asset in managing client caseloads. While these features have no federal requirement, your agency may have internal requirements surrounding these functions. Please refer to your agency for additional guidance on this matter. Let's begin. I'm currently on the home page. Before continuing, always remember to enter the appropriate backdate and enter data as modes. Now that I am in backdate mode, I will search for my client in the system. In this scenario, I will search by their social security number. It looks like they're in the system. Great. I can navigate to the client's profile by clicking on the client's name or the pencil icon next to their record. Both options will take me to my default page. For me, this is the Client Profile tab, but some users may default to the Summary tab. In my scenario, I know I will be working with this client on a regular basis. As a result, before continuing, I will add the client to my Favorites section. To do so, I will simply click on the gold star. Now, my client will appear under the Favorites section, as shown. If I hover over the record, it'll give me more information about the client. This section will allow me to jump to my client's profile by clicking on the appropriate link, skipping the search altogether. Now, I will navigate to the Case Managers tab. This tab allows you to add yourself as a case manager. To start, simply click on the Add Case Manager button. A pop-up will appear. Please select the Me Radio button. You should notice your account information automatically populate. If any of this information is incorrect, please contact the HMIS help desk to have it corrected. In order to finalize your case manager status, click the Add Case Manager button. You will now see a row listing your information. Please note, you must end your case manager status when you are no longer working with the client. Simply reopen the window by clicking the pencil icon and enter the appropriate end date. I will not end my case manager status, but the other case manager listed on this page has ended their status. As you can see, their record has an end date, which indicates when the person was no longer working with the client. Let's continue and navigate to the Case Plans tab. Here we can set goals, which can be a convenient way to track important steps you and your client are working toward. To begin, click on the Add Goal button. A pop-up will appear. In the Household Members section, you can apply the goal to multiple household members. Still, most goals are person-specific and will not apply to the entire family. In this scenario, we will not include the other household member. Let's discuss the additional fields we must complete. First, take note of the provider field. The listed provider should be correct. If it is not, you are not in the correct Enter Data As mode. Please exit and get into the proper EDA before continuing. Next is the Case Manager field. This drop-down will only include users added as a case manager. If you do not see yourself, please exit the screen and add yourself as a case manager before continuing. Next is Date Goal was set. This will populate automatically with your current date or historical date if you are in backdate mode. You will now complete classification. This drop-down has a list of general goal types you will select from. For the purposes of this training, I will select healthcare coverage. After choosing an option, the next field, Type, may change. The Type field is a subset of options based on your classification selection. So, in my scenario, the options under Type are all related to healthcare coverage. Next, you may enter a goal description. While this may be helpful, it is not strictly required. Below is the target date. This field is also not required. If desired, you may enter a target date for the completion of the goal. Finally, we will complete the overall status. Please select the most appropriate option from the drop-down. You will leave the next two fields blank, as highlighted. These fields are only to be completed upon a goal's closure. There's also an optional follow-up section that is located within the box at the bottom. Filling out this section will allow you to quickly go to the goal and make updates. To begin, complete the projected follow-up date field. This is the date you want to follow up with the goal. In our scenario, I will put 1 month out. Next, select yourself in the follow-up user field. This may automatically populate. In some cases, there may be additional names in this drop-down, which may also be selected. If an alternate person is selected, you will not be notified about the follow-up. The other user will be though. The final three sections, follow-up made, completed follow-up date, and outcome at follow-up, will be left blank until a follow-up is made. For now, click Add Goal. The screen will expand downwards. Here, you may add case notes and action steps. The service items for this goal section is not utilized at this point in time. In order to provide a complete note, simply select Add Case Note. A pop-up will appear. First, ensure the provider and note date fields are correct. If neither field is correct, you may not be in the proper backdate or enter data as mode. Next, select yourself from the Case Manager drop-down. Finally, you will complete the note section. This note should be related to the specific goal it is attached to. In this case, I should write a note about the steps taken to get my client health insurance. Once complete, click the Save Case Note button. A record will appear under the Case Notes section. In a moment, I will show you how to edit a case note. The next section we see, Action Steps Planned, can be used to divide your goal into smaller items. We will not cover this section in this training. Still, at the end of this training segment, you will be offered the opportunity to take an optional and more detailed training on the follow-up and action steps sections. That training segment is completely optional and for informative purposes only. There will be no associated quiz. In the meantime, we will select Save and Exit. You can now see your goal on the main page. Please note that you may add multiple goals at once. Before I move on, I want to touch on how users may edit case notes. I will move to the Notes column and click on the note icon. A pop-up appears listing all of the case notes associated with the relevant goal. You may edit or delete the case notes on the screen. You may have also noticed the Print button. By selecting this button, you will see another pop-up, shown now. After making a couple of simple selections, you may click Print to obtain a physical copy of your case notes. As I exit from these pop-ups, I also want to highlight the Print Case Plan button on the main dashboard. Clicking this button will once again present the user with a few options. Simply select your desired options and click Print to obtain a physical copy of the client's entire case plan. Before continuing, I will exit Backdate mode and return to the home page. In my scenario, it is 1 month later and the goal has been met. As a result, we need to update the goal and close it. First, I will select the client from my Favorites section, which has allowed me to skip the search. Now, I can go to the Case Plans tab and click on the appropriate Edit pencil icon. I want to show you another method to accomplish this as well. First, I'll exit from the screen, and I'll return to the home screen. On this page, there's a section labeled Follow-Up List. Do you remember when we used the follow-up section earlier in the case goal? This section is where the reminder will populate. In order to update the correct goal, all I have to do is click on Goal, and I will jump straight to the relevant section. Now, I can close the goal. First, you'll complete the overall status field. Please select Closed for goal closure. Next is the If Closed Outcome field. Select the most appropriate option. Please also complete the associated date field to the right. I will enter today's date now. As a quick tip, you may click the icon with the green check mark to automatically populate the current date. Next, there is the If Partially Complete, % Complete field. You will only use this if the outcome was partially complete. This drop-down has a series of percentages. Select how complete the goal was in your scenario. Remember to also complete the follow-up section. If you do not, it will remain on your home page indefinitely. First, complete the follow-up made field. Either a yes or a no answer will remove the reminder from your home page. In addition, complete the date and outcome at follow-up fields. Be sure to add any final case notes you may have. Once complete, select Save and Exit to exit and close the goal. You are now back on the main case plan screen. The goals line will update with the appropriate information. As you can see, the status is now closed. I will now navigate to the Client Profile tab. On this screen, I will scroll down and highlight 3 important sections. These include AZ Client Notes, File Attachments, and Incidents. While we do not cover these sections in this module, you may take an optional training which covers each of these sections. You will be given this option at the end of this training. While not required, we do recommend viewing this video as many agencies leverage all 3 of these fields. Please note that there will be no additional quiz requirements surrounding any optional training. For now though, this is the conclusion of this case management module. Thank you for watching.